Pros. I initially got this prime because it was the only lens at the time that had an f-stop less than 2.8 and AFS on my old D40X back in December of 2008. Other than the $6,000 200 f2. Thankfully, Nikon updated their DX-AFS lineup this year aggressively with the ASIN B001S2PPT0 Nikon 35mm f. But bokeh is a personal thing, and some people find it a little nervous in this lens. Your call. AFS is dead silent, hunts very little in low light, and tracks well. Lightweight and a nice hood is included. Works awesome on my N75 film body, and I can't wait to use it at D700. Cons. AF is apparently slower than previous 50mm models that are AF only, not AFS. A bit long on a DX body to be considered normal 75mm equivalent. But still useful as a portrait lens, just not as close as say a 85mm on an FX body. I just don't use it as often as I'd like and always reach for TH. Also works on FX film bodies, but not compatible with film bodies prior to the N75 era, i.e. Picture quality is undoubtedly very good on this new Nikon 50mm G model. Being a proud owner of the previous f1.4 AFD version, one can easily distinguish between the two as far as focusing speed is concerned. This new G model is ultra slow and it is quite a frustration at times when you need to shoot action. Tested on both D300 and D700. Bokeh formation is nice when wide open as the 9 shutter blades are rounded. Sharpness is much better than the older AFD version at f1.4, but for those who need fast focusing, I wouldn't recommend this. It is surprising to see how Nikon managed to release a slow-focusing 50mm FX lens after having a very fast-focusing model already in the market. Inevitably, I am inclined to question the quality of future lenses by Nikon. Good lens. I would consider buying it only if you are taking a lot of outdoor shots in low light, night, twilight, etc. I have not used it extensively for portraits. I just took 3 pictures that turned out okay. Not fantastic. Therefore I can't comment on that. It takes a while to get used to it since there is no zoom on the lens, but patience and practice pay big time when you see the end results. I literally spent close to 30 hours the first week I got it walking around my neighborhood and the town in the evening, practicing and taking pictures outside in low light. You do need to practice taking pictures with this lens if you are not an experienced photographer. I am not one for sure, and you need to be patient. You also need to know your camera very well since most likely you may need to shoot in manual mode and adjust ISO settings, shutter speed and aperture. Why not 5 stars? I am still learning how to properly use the lens and some of my pictures I take come out too noisy at times. Hopefully, the more I practice the better the pictures will turn out. I really want to get to the point of loving this lens and feeling I got my money worth. I must say I used these lenses for the first time for my bridal shoot and I was really pleased with the results. Especially with an aperture of 1.4. I use a Nikon D5000 and I must say these are the best and most affordable AFS lens I have ever used. I really do recommend these lenses for all DX users. Scored nicely buying it used, saving a few bucks. The autofocus is great and it does not weigh much at all, making carrying it around a breeze. If you're serious about portraits, get this. I used this for a landscape shot but the results are pretty good. I shot this by hand. For years I've enjoyed shooting in low light. My first Pentax had a f1.4 50mm and it was my favorite. So when I purchased my first DSLR, I knew a f1.4 50mm would be in my collection. Click link in description for more reviews.